Hello everyone. Hello my dear students. I hope you have understood the first video of the chapter. Now we are back again with the second part of the chapter, that is microorganisms, friend and foe. Today we'll learn about friendly microorganisms and their uses. As you know, microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are very beneficial in many ways, and some others are harmful and cause diseases. So let us see in detail about the friendly microorganisms and their uses. And they can be used in many ways. The first one is they are used in the preparation of curd, bread and cake, which you all eat these food items normally. And the second one is they are used in cleaning up of the environment. Microorganisms play a very important role in cleaning the environment. The third uses. They are used in the preparation of medicine. Many medicines are prepared from microorganisms. Now the fourth one, they are used to increase the soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. So we'll go in detail one by one about these uses, but to begin with, the first one is making of curd and bread. As you have learned in class 7 that milk is converted into curd by bacteria. So do you remember the name of that bacteria? Anyone? Okay. The bacteria is the Bacterium lactobacillus. It promotes the formation of curd. But how? Let us see. Lactobacillus, it will multiply in milk rapidly, and it acts on the sugar content of the milk. What is the sugar content of the milk? That is called lactose, and the lactose will be converted into lactic acid. That's why curd is sour in taste, because the presence of acid, that is lactic acid, and in this way milk is converted into curd. And apart from this, bacteria are also involved in making up cheese, pickles and many other food items. Understand? Now another important microorganism is yeast. It reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. So because of the production of carbon dioxide, what happens? Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume. So when you put yeast into the wheat or the flour, it will rise up because of the production of carbon dioxide. And this is the basis of the use of yeast in baking industries for making bread, pastry and cake. Right. Now we'll move on to the commercial use of microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for the large scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid. Wine, alcohol and acetic acid. What is acetic acid? Vinegar, which you know, which we normally use at home in preparing so many food items. Yes. Yeast is used for the commercial production of alcohol and wine. And for this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in the grains like barley, wheat, rice, crushed fruit juices. And the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is called fermentation. What is fermentation? The process of conversion of sugar into alcohol. And you can see the picture here. The scientist Louis Pasteur, he discovered fermentation in the year 1856. Right. Now let us see the medicinal use of microorganism. When you fall ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotic tablets, capsule or injection. And the source of these medicines are what? They are microorganisms. And these microorganisms, this medicine kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganism. And such medicines are called antibiotics. So what do you mean by antibiotics? It can be defined as a medicine which is used to kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganism. And these days a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi like streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin. They are some of the commonly known antibiotics which are made from fungi and bacteria. And the antibiotics are manufactured by growing specific microorganisms and are used to cure a variety of diseases. Understand? Now, even antibiotics are even mixed with the feed of livestock and poultry to check microbial infection in animals. See how important these antibiotics are. They are also used to control many plant diseases. You can see there how microorganisms play an important role in our lives, right? And here another very famous scientist, Alexander Fleming. In 1929, Alexander Fleming was working on a culture of disease-causing bacteria. Suddenly, he found the spores of a little green mole in one of his culture plates. He observed that the presence of the mole prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, it also killed many of these bacteria. And from these, the mole penicillin was prepared. In this way, Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin for the first time in the year 1929. Now we'll move on to vaccine. When a disease-carrying microbes enter our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invaders. So what are antibodies? Antibodies are white cell proteins that are produced by the immune system to help stop intruders from harming the body. So let us see how it works. The body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters again. So if dead or weakened microbes are introduced in a healthy body, the body fights and kills them by producing suitable antibodies. Understand? The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the disease-causing microbes. And this is how a vaccine works. So the vaccine also works like that of the antibodies. So what do you mean by vaccine? Vaccine is a biological preparation that provides active acquired immunity to a particular infectious disease. And several diseases including cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, hepatitis can be prevented by vaccination. Now, another scientist, Edward Jenner, discovered vaccine for smallpox in the year 1798. And here a worldwide campaign against smallpox has finally led to its eradication from most part of the world. And you might have heard or seen the advertisement on TV and newspaper regarding protection of children against polio under the Pulse Polio program. The polio drops given to the children are actually a vaccine. Remember, the drops, they are the vaccine of the polio. And these days, vaccines are made on a large scale from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases. Let us see increasing soil fertility. How microorganisms play an important role in increasing the fertility of the soil. Some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility. And these microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixer, which we'll learn in the next part of the chapter about the nitrogen cycle. Now let us see cleaning the environment. You might have seen large amount of dead organic matter in the form of decaying plant and sometimes dead animals on the ground, right? And they disappear after some time. And this is because the microorganism decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. You can see the picture of the dead animals here, and these dead animals, rotten organic waste of plants and animals, they are decomposed by the microorganisms. And these substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances and thereby cleaning up the environment. Right. So, you know that These are all friendly microorganisms which plays a very important role in our lives, and it is a wonderful discovery. Understand? I hope you have understood up to this. So we'll proceed the next part in the next video.